Hello! My name is Ryan Yoakum, and today I'm going to show you how you can get industry report information for the Entrepreneurial Financial Management course. There are three main places you can go for this, either IBISWorld, BizMiner, or the Economic Census. I'm going to show off briefly each of those, but for IBISWorld and BizMiner, I would recommend going up to the Entrepreneurial 3000 guide and going to the video tutorials to get the guides on both more of IBISWorld and BizMiner. These will just be brief summaries today. So if we click on IBISWorld, the way we would search for our industry is by using this search engine on the top of the page. So let's say I'm interested in ice cream stores. I'm just going to type in ice cream stores right here. And normally you can either use the name of the industry or its NAICS code. So this is the NAICS code for ice cream production. But you'll see ice cream stores falls under an OD and then a series of numbers, which represents any industry that is either emerging or might have been an industry that doesn't fall under traditional NAICS codes. So that might be something to keep in mind for your specific industry. So just kind of going through this quickly, you'll get a whole series of statistics about the industry. IBISWorld will specifically have narratives describing trends of the industry, as well as you'll get a SWOT analysis. And it not only provides that information for the current year, but it will also provide a forecast over the next few years of what that industry is expected to look like. So that's one unique thing about IBISWorld is it helps you to anticipate what is expected of those industries in the upcoming years, basically. And a lot of this report is structured like that, where you'll also then get a narrative describing what are causing those trends within the industry, basically. So that's just something to keep in mind as you think about your industry and what tabs might be most applicable as you're looking into the report for your assignment. There's also geographic breakdowns, which you can do to see the highest and lowest concentration of that business across the United States. So that can be very helpful. And sometimes you can even get state reports by clicking on the state. This report does not have that, but it is something to keep in mind when looking for your specific industry to see if you also get a state report within that IBISWorld report, basically. Moving on to BizMiner, what you can do here is you can get a little more financial information and also localize a little better. And I would recommend either using the industry financial profile or the industry market profile. For this class, I recommend using both of these, but I'm going to show the search engine feature for industry market profile, but it's pretty similar across both platforms. You'll just get a lot more financial detail in this one. So if I click on that, there are two things we'll need for our search. The first is our industry, which we can either type in by name or NAICS code. Because BizMiner is acting up a little bit, I'm going to use the NAICS code, which I've already pre-put right here for ice cream parlors. And then you can use market area to pick the specific location. And this gets very specific. So you'll see all US and then the different states. But if I type in Nashville, for example, we can break that down even by the city of the Nashville metro area or even by specific zip codes. And so I'll click on that. And then you can access the report now, but it does take a little while to load. So I've already preloaded it here. And what you can do here is you can actually see the competitors across that specific region. So this will have all the different ice cream stores within the Nashville metro area. We can then go to market to then see what that industry as a whole has made in the last few years, with TTM right here on the right being to the month, which is capturing the data that has been collected by the market between December 2023 and now. And that even breaks down as well to small businesses and startups. So that could be very helpful for thinking about where that might fall for this class. And then you'll get a lot of that in these similar tabs, but you'll also have the demographics on the market profile, which will describe the industry or the city demographics within that region, basically. So in the Nashville metro area, you can break that down by age, employment, income, and so on with a lot of these different features, depending on what's most helpful for your needs. And then the last thing I wanted to show real quick was the 2022 Economic Census, which is conducted every 5 years. And this will basically provide the data that a lot of these reports are actually pulling from, basically. We can see right here at the bottom where we have 2022 economic census release schedule, when all the data is released. So we got the first look right now, but there's still a couple of other points from that data that were pulled from 2022 that we're still waiting on, basically. But if we go back, we can click on, let's just say first look. And then we're going to find accommodation and food services, which is the closest to ice cream stores. And then this will pull a whole assortment of data that we can use for number of firms, establishments, and then a whole range of other topics that can be very helpful for collecting data, basically. And that's all I wanted to show for today. But if you have any questions about searching for industry reports or industry information, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best for finding industry information for this class.